Everybody, welcome to Drag Race TV, LA's weekly recap of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6. Dancing, drama, and superstars. 4 episodes in, and All-Star 6 is proving to be the best All-Star season yet. Go ahead, change my mind. If you like to talk Drag Race, you've come to the right place. Hello, hello, and hello. There they all are.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. We got Jackie, Ollie, and Tez in the house today.
Hey.
Thank you guys, and everybody, Chucky Chuck, Ken, Hello Kitty are in the chat. Thank you guys for joining us. We are here every Sunday at 3 o'clock to recap All-Star 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race. And if you guys haven't yet, please subscribe. Nope, that way. Down in that corner, click on the logo, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to also follow us on social media at DRTVLA. That way you can find out if we have to change times and things like that. So overall thoughts, ladies and gents. Let's start with our cripple, Tez. Tez is on bed rest because he hurt himself. So that's why we get Tez. So Tez, Tez, because you haven't been here either. What have you thought of this episode, and what do you think of the season so far?
I think this season has been really good. I liked it from the beginning because I felt like I didn't know there wasn't a known winner. It didn't seem to be overproduced. Yeah. And so from the bat, I was like, I don't know who's going to win. There's a lot of different, like, they're all pretty talented, and they're all like a wide variety of queens. So thus far, it's been good. But this episode today, or episode 4, was like the best episode that I've seen on Drag Race in a very long time, in my opinion. So
yeah. Jackie, do you agree or disagree with Tez?
I completely agree with Tez, like with everything he just said. And then I was also laughing because Ken told Ollie to clean his bed.
It's been a long weekend. Oh my gosh.
Don't look. Ollie, what have you thought? Well, this is why Ollie's bed is dirty, because he had to prepare for today's episode, and you guys are way more important than dirty socks. All right?
Ollie, and he's studying to be a nurse, so someday he's gonna fix Tez's foot.
Yeah.
Right. I'll practice. Tez will show. I'll practice on you, Tez. But the episode was good. Like, it just keeps getting better and better, and I sound like a broken record. Like, I don't want any of them to go home. So like, it just every single week I am heartbroken when one of the queens are sent home. So I'm rooting for all of them.
Yeah. I mean, I said this, Tez, you weren't here last week. I've said it the last 2 episodes. We all know that I have strong opinions about some queens, and I have what I call my shit list. And there was a particular queen on this season, Miss Raja O'Hara, who happened to be on that shit list due to season 11. And it's a complete 180 for me. Like, you can literally see it. I saw it a lot in Untucked. I did watch this Untucked finally, because you guys talked me into doing it, because it's not as bad as they were before. I said to Jackie, this is before we went on air just now, me and Jackie were talking, and I said, I really hope that the show is seeing the value in showing the camaraderie, showing a little bit more about the queens and getting to know them, because that's what makes people connect with them and like the show. Yeah, I get it. There's housewives that throw plates and bad girls clubs and all these things. You know what I mean? Yes, that Tez loves. And that's fine. But I also think that the show has a hand in creating the narrative from the fans. And if they continue to do that and focus on that, that's all people are going to talk about, and that's all people are going to do. If we start getting to know the queens and we start really sympathizing for them and understanding why they are the way that they are, there's going to be less of that naturally. So
I actually like Untucked this season because most of it seems to be about the deliberation. So we feel like we're part of that deliberation process. Whereas before it was, I mean, I'm not saying there's not, controversial moments or moments where queens get upset with each other, but we're brought into what they are thinking or why they're choosing certain queens to go home or why they are not, which I appreciate. And I think is better for understanding the series as a whole, rather than just like, who do you think is a shitty drag queen or something, which is not useful.
Yeah. Well, Ken make a good point. I think this is a great point that it's not, this time it's Queens came back not only to win the crown, but to give themselves a second chance towards the fans. And I mean, it shouldn't be that way. Although I think that it's working this, like, whatever. I don't know if they consciously
I want to say something too.
Go ahead.
So I feel like another thing with this season is that most queens, so of course it's like you come back to redeem yourself or whatever, right? Of course you're saying like you want to win, but I like even seeing Trinity be so excited that she finally won a challenge, that it seems like the queens that are getting their recognition, they're getting their flowers, they're going home with something to, that maybe they didn't get on the first season or they haven't gotten since, because I mean, to her it could be big. Like I saw a post today and it had like all the faces of all-star queens who won a challenge after not winning one from the original challenge, and it was just like they already just happy. So I don't know, it just I think like this season, like the queens are coming back, they're able to showcase who they are, versus if they had like a bad personality flaw, character flaw at the beginning or whatnot, like they're showing something different, I feel. So yeah,
I agree.
I'm here for when Derek Barry and Valentina are on All Stars season 7, and Mark will be praising their redemption tour.
They both have been on All Stars.
I know.
And have not changed my mind at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Valentina tried to play nice, but you can tell that it was her just trying to play nice to try to gain a few more people back that she had lost. No. Nah. All right, and you guys too. And you know what? Shout out to our people, Chucky Chuck, Rook King, Hello Kitty, Ken, Amber, Japple. You guys too. We do these, and we, especially when we did them for Afterbuzz, there was a lot more people in the chat because Afterbuzz was such a greater platform. So there was a little arguing and stuff within. So I even like our new little world we're living in, because even when our fans like someone more than the other, it's like everyone plays nice in the chat. Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone's respectful. They're respecting someone's opinion, just agreeing to disagree. Again, I feel like it's contagious, so hopefully there's more of that. And since you guys do watch us and you do love us, be sure to like and subscribe and share these so we can get some more people in and meet some more new fun people from around the country and around the world that watch the show. So just as a reminder, previously last week on RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6, after winning and performing in their own commercials to present their side hustles, TKB rose to the top and won her very first maxi challenge ever. An entire team ended up in the bottom: Jan, Ginger, Silky, and Akiria. After one of the most jaw-dropping entrances, lip sync assassin Laganja Stranja defeated TKB in the lip sync for her life or legacy, and the queen's choice was Silky Nutmeg Ganache to be sent home. I think that just even the start of this episode with the revealing of the lipsticks, like, got us from the beginning, because it was a lot closer. Like, it wasn't a clean sweep. Akiria came very, very close. Eureka, Ginger, Raja, and who else? And then whoever was lip syncing, and Silky all chose Akiria.
Oh yeah.
So there were 4 lipsticks for A'keria. But I actually, and again, I don't think that she consciously was doing this. I think this is, and I think a lot of it's probably from her pageantry, is A'keria was like, look, it's part of the game. I'm not going to take this personally. They had to pick somebody. They picked the queen. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to try and prove myself in this week's challenge. You guys have any thoughts on that?
No, it was interesting to me to like with you to see how close it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the previous 2 episodes, it hasn't been close at all.
Right.
Yeah. It's been pretty unanimous.
Yeah.
And so I thought that I was surprised to see A'keria have so many votes. I just thought that maybe, they would have all kind of said Silky. I think I was reading something, or somebody was on live talking about voting recently, one of the queens on the season, and they were saying that typically you kind of had, I think Silky, somebody said something, you had to vote kind of where everyone else was voting, because if you didn't, you'd be targeted next. Yeah, that's kind of what I don't know who said that on live. I was watching somebody's live recently, and
I feel like I saw the same thing because I kind of something like that.
And so I saw that, and so I was surprised that in this actual week that this person came on live and said this, it was like split. It was weird.
Yeah. Ollie, any thoughts on it?
Not really, but I do like that Untucked shows each queen voted for. I don't think they show, I don't know if they, correct me if I'm wrong, do they show the top queen who they pick, or do they save that for the next episode?
Because next episode.
Okay. But I love that it shows that the queens that are safe and who they vote for, basically everyone who votes for, because the bottom queens vote too. But it just kind of like sees where their head's at too, especially this week where it was so divided.
Yeah. Yeah. And Trinity K. Bonet also chose Silky, FYI. So regardless of who won that lip sync, Silky would have been the one to go home.
Japple had a good comment that they didn't like the voting at first, but they like the idea of an all-star needing to win the approval of her peers.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I'm with you on that, because when I before it was just the top queen picking the top queen, 2 queens would lip sync against each other, and then whoever had the lipstick would go home. But now you have to win over a group of queens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else think, because Trinity had also talked about taking out big competitors. Did you think that she might have picked do you think that she's going to pick like Ginger, who obviously if it wasn't judged as a group would not have been in the bottom? Did you think anybody have a moment where you're like, oh, maybe she would have picked Ginger?
I don't really think about it too much.
Yeah, I didn't really think too much about it either.
Okay. Got a couple people making it into the live. Thank you guys. We're excited to have everybody.
Yeah, Literal Truth.
And Max and Novelle Koss, whose name I always butcher, so I don't know if I'm saying that right. And Max isn't here too, yes. So then the next day, and by the way, this is Fritz, who keeps poking his head up. I'm dog sitting, so there's Fritz and Buckley's over here too. So if you see their little heads, they hear something outside. So fingers crossed they don't start barking, because it's hard to get them to stop. Although I do have my spray water bottle here to quiet them if they do. Jan the next day didn't think that her and Ginger were bottom critiques
worthy.
Yeah, bottom worthy due to their critiques. Agree or disagree, gang?
I mean, it's a group challenge.
It's a group challenge.
You're in the bottom, girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she didn't really. I don't really remember her critiques completely, but I don't feel like. I think she just didn't really do much. I think she didn't really. Nothing about her performance really stood out. I think she just was Jan, So nothing put her over anyone else. I think that was the issue, and so she was in a group, and because honestly, the best person in the group was Ginger to me.
Yeah.
Everybody else just kind of was here, and Jan maybe thought, just like Jan has her Jantasy, she maybe thought she was giving more. because she was doing the assignment. But I think that's the issue she has, that she always assumes that she's doing so much more than what she is. And I think that is the problem.
Well, and I said that, I think 2 episodes ago. In Jan's mind, everything she does is perfect and spotless and flawless and the best. And it's like, okay. And I always say that as a drag queen, I feel like you should, have some sort of like arrogance to you. But I mean, it's like, it's ridiculous at this point. I'm just like, come on, girl.
Yeah.
I was just like, whatever, girl. She just wanted to, living in her fantasy. So originally when I did the outline, there was no mini challenge. However, in Untucked, we saw that there was a mini challenge, but we just did not see the mini challenge. Because they did, looked like they did some kind of tailgate party, because they had Wings and a chat with Ru actually came in and sat down and talked with them. They talked about it in Untucked. So I just thought I'd mention it, even though we didn't get one in the episode. If you watched the Untucked, you saw that there was. So again, we don't see everything.
Ginger's outfit in the tailgate party had me dying. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that was fun.
She had like little tape on her nipples. Yeah.
They're cut.
They like writing and then tape on her nipples.
I don't know why they're making it an hour, because like I figured like for it to be an hour, Drag Race is usually like an hour and some change,
Yeah.
But I understand for this particular challenge, like it wanted to see more of the rehearsals. So I guess maybe that's why. But yeah.
Yeah. Magenta Fox says, "Team everyone but Jan." Oh,
my girl won today, and ain't nothing gonna take me down.
Yeah, right. That was like Ollie. That was us with all Down Race Down Under, Final 3, and Art Simone. All right, guys. So I think it's a consensus that this might have been. And not just the 4 of us. I already saw people in the chat saying how much they loved the Maxi Challenge. This week's Maxi Challenge was a real... A real queen knows that the best part of the Super Bowl is the halftime show, dancing drama, and superstars. Headlining the All-Star Hall of Fame halftime show, each queen had selected... They chose their own halftime performer. And in
Did they really?
That's what they said. I mean, and Jiggly even posted she had chosen Janet Jackson. So
that is so funny.
So they did get to choose their own. Yeah. So in the distinctive style of the headliner of their choice, they were lip syncing the stadium down to remix versions of RuPaul's hit songs, choreographed by Jamal Sims.
Can we just say when Ru came out and was like, some generous person lent me their entire, and he had me for a split second. Yeah, I was like, did we really get somebody other than Ru for this? And then he was like, no, it's just me. And I was
That's why he was laughing, because we're all at home like,
who's it gonna be? I have to agree. Tez, you said it when you came on. I thought, what a cool challenge. I just don't overdo it. Like, don't do it at next All Stars. Don't do it all the...
Yeah,
I don't mind you doing it again down the road, but don't bombard us with it now. Have it be a challenge in every season, Try and find other ones that are, like, obviously you're still coming up with some good creative ideas. So let's, not overdo it. Was there anybody because they immediately started saying in the workroom who they were going to be. Was there anybody who, as soon as they said who they were going to be, that you were like, interesting choice, like that you got worried?
When Kylie picked, when Kylie said she was doing Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
Because she's so pixie cute.
Yeah.
I was like, how is this going to work? And it totally did.
Yeah.
Totally worked. I ate my words.
I was well. So I didn't. Now knowing that they got the pick, like I know they said it in the show, but I thought they were just saying that to save face for production. Picking Fergie was a choice, and if it was a choice, it was a bad choice. I mean, I like Fergie, but Jesus, I mean, that is so sad.
Tough one.
That's the only one. And I honestly said, why is there no Janet Jackson? But I guess, and I'm actually glad that Jiggly is gone, because I don't think she would have been able to do Janet Jackson. So but Fergie was definitely a choice. Yeah.
Ollie, because they're wanting to hear your voice in the chat, Ollie. They say you're being too quiet. Ollie, anybody that you were worried about?
I mean, I guess I can agree with Fergie, because has Fergie done the halftime show by herself? I don't remember. She has?
Yeah.
Okay. All I can think of is like her with Black Eyed Peas, but like that's one of the characters.
That's what I thought of too.
That's I think of like the national anthem Fergie.
Right.
So
No.
you know, she's not an iconic character. You know her, but she's not iconic like Beyonce or Gaga or Carol Channing. So you're automatically going into, okay, what reference is she going to pull in for her performance? So I guess I would just agree with Tez and say Fergie.
Yeah. When she said she was doing Fergie, I kind of went, really? And we'll talk more about the challenge in a little bit, but I think one of my biggest problems with her, this is my thing with campy queens, is like, I get it. I'm a camp queen. I can do, you know what I mean? Like, I love pulling out a good, fun camp number and stuff. But you also, not necessarily for shows at Mickey's and Rocco's and Beaches, but if you're going to go on Drag Race and you're going to do a challenge like this, you have to be able to drop the comedy and just do the best dance, lip sync, imitation performance that you can, and leave the comedy out of it. And there was too much of her eyes, in my opinion, the comedy eyes. So Tez has given us some. Was there anybody, now that we said we were out, was there anybody that when they said it, like, oh, I can't wait to see that?
Jan is Gaga. I'm not gonna lie, because I know Jan likes Gaga. So if you like somebody that much, and the whole episode, usually when they do that narrative, it's either they're gonna win or they're gonna fail. Like, oh, I like this person so much. Well, you're either gonna be in the top or the bottom now. But I think they were building up to this, like, oh, Jan is gonna win something. So I felt this was really her chance to win. So I was very excited for that.
Yeah. Ollie, anybody that you were excited to see? Like, you thought they were probably going to kill this?
Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because I can agree with Jan. Like, I wanted to see Gaga and Beyonce have never been done justice on Drag Race, clearly. Like, that was even said in the episode. So, but Trinity, I was like, okay, finally, like, I'm ready to see her perform, because obviously the lip sync, I wanted her to beat Laganja, but that was impossible. But I was so ready to see Trinity just bring what she does best to this stage. And I was definitely rooting for her once more in this episode. So Trinity all the way.
Yeah. Trinity does a lot of Beyonce like in the bars and clubs anyway.
Right.
So I knew it would be good. I didn't know it would be that good, but it was really good. Because I literally have a video that I saw of her 2 years ago before the pandemic at Mickey's, and she did Beyonce, some song Beyonce, and it was like on point. So I was excited. I knew I figured it would be good. I will say that I was a little disappointed in Pandora doing Carol, just because she's done it already. But I mean, I guess to be safe. But that's also why she's getting that edit. It's like to where she's like there, but not really there. She kind of puts herself in that place. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah. I just want to throw this up. I had it up on the screen because I was talking about Ginger's eyes. I guess I don't remember the performance, but I guess Fergie was doing really weird things with her eyes the whole time she was performing. So that's what Ginger was doing. So I'll eat my words and say, okay, I take it back then. And then because you...
That's all I remember is
Tez is giving...
I just don't find Fergie as compelling as I find literally all of the other people that they picked.
Well, and answering this question, this is the question that's presented from the fan chat right now. It says, Mark, are you loving Pandora Boxx? She's a seasoned queen. Do you find her compelling? She seems more interesting on Twitter. Laugh out loud. Here's what I'll say, because I'm seeing people in the chat also talking about the Carol Channing choice and stuff like that. I personally was excited that she chose Carol. I understand people's saying they think it's a cop-out because she already did Carol before. I thought, especially with Drag Race, to choose Carol knowing people are going to pick Fergie and Beyonce and Janet Jackson and all these pop things, I thought it was a good choice to stand out. Because if you remember All Stars, when they did all the was it the Queens or something? I remember somebody did, I just remember Ben de la Creme doing Julie Andrews. I don't remember what the challenge was, and
it was wasn't it Snatch Game? No,
it was a stage performance challenge. Okay. But like, I just felt like it was a good choice for that. I know that she does get asked about Carol Channing a lot. I always talk to her about her Carol Channing performance, because I thought it was great. I wish she would have wore the big glasses. I thought she just failed on the look. Like, I wanted the look to be better, especially she's had time to really work on it and perfect it, you know? But I think she's good. I don't know. I have this feeling Pandora is holding back a little bit. Because I think she's afraid of an edit. So I think she's probably not saying things. So that's why we're not seeing hers, because she's not, you know what I mean? Like Trinity K, Bonet, Raja, they're not afraid to say what they really think. I think Pandora may be a little restraining. And so that's why we're not seeing her as much, but that's my opinion. I don't know. All right, so
she's just playing. I want to say I think she's playing a safe game. Right. I don't think she's doing anything to make her in the bottom, anything to keep her in the top, just to coast, you know, until eventually there are more queens gone, and then she'll kind of, you know, I'm not saying she'll be in the top 4, but I'm just saying I do feel like she's kind of like, just she knows what she's doing to stay in the race.
Yeah. Magenta said that they were told that they needed to recreate the actual outfit as well. Okay. I don't know if they helped in preparing for that. That would be a nice thing for the show to do if they were going to tell them they had to do it.
They were spot on. All the outfits were exactly the same outfit.
I really enjoyed the Scarlett doing the shark and then taking it off. I was like, all right, I'm here for that.
Yeah. It was cute. I mean, again, we're nitpicking. We're giving our opinions. We all loved it. I've watched it 2 or 3 times now. I've cheered each time I've watched it. I thought I even tweeted out to every one of the queens that you all rocked it. You all did a great job. Congratulations. It was one of the best challenges in the history of RuPaul's Drag Race. So again, we're here to just give opinions and nitpick and all that stuff. So, but anyways, what did you guys think of Yara kind of taking control of the Shakira choreography with Jamal? I know Jackie loves the choreography. She did a good job. Yeah. Jackie, you're shaking
in the end, okay. I mean, I do have to agree that in the end, the movements looked okay. I understand that Yara does a Shakira impersonation, you know, in Vegas or whatever. So I get that, but at the same time, when you have a professional person coming in and choreographing something and you're trying to then change their choreography, it just seems disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
And that's where I had kind of like a sadness, I suppose, because Jamal was trying to, you know, he's a professional choreographer. So he was trying to give his choreography and she was like, what if I do this? What if I do that? And it's like, okay, well, he's looking at the big picture. He has to see everyone's performances. This isn't just a Yara Sofia show, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Ollie, any thoughts?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ollie. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was about to say Yara can go. Go ahead, Tez.
I was going to say, Yara has been like very interesting this whole season. she's kind of been off-putting to me in terms of like, it's a sense of arrogant about her that I feel that it goes into her like not wanting to plead her case and not wanting to completely get ready for challenges. It's like she's very arrogant. I don't know. It's very different than what we've seen in her previous 2 seasons. And she uses the whole kookiness, but I think she's really like more of a bitch. Like, I think she is. And that's what it's really come down to. Like, even with this choreography and just the performance itself was like, look at what she put out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Ollie, anything to add?
Just the fact that like I was disappointed in her behavior because I knew this is what was going to send her home, you know, like, because was as great as a challenge it was hard to judge because you're like, well, all of them really did a great job, so we have to really nitpick at like the littlest things. And of course Yara's face showed, and then I think her behavior in that the getting ready practice, whatever you want to call it, with Jamal, that's what like people took note of. I'm like, okay, so this is like, that's a reason to send her home, you know, rather than her performance. Like, get her out, basically. I think that's, in terms of like production, like dick in the soup a little bit. At least that's my perspective.
I love this comment from Digital Carnival in the chat. He says, maybe this challenge is very close to the American culture. As a French viewer, I was not so passionate. I think me and Ollie, because we did the Down Under and we're doing the España, we tend to say that a lot when we're doing the podcast because we don't know the culture, because we don't get some of the references. It definitely, you know, has a different, you know, feel. That's why we had Magenta join us when we were doing Down Under, because she really gave us a lot of perspective on that kind of stuff. So thank you, Digital. I forgot your name. Digital.
It's Matthew. His name is Matthew. But
Matthew. Thank you for sharing that with us, because that's always good to know. That being said, with Yara TKB, she came in and she, like, those girls' jaws were, I think the girls in the room after this watching Trinity in rehearsal all are like, oh shit.
What's funny is I knew Trinity was a good performer and I was expecting her to do well. But then when I saw her in rehearsal, I was like, oh, she is going to blow this out of the water. Yeah. Like, it is going to be really good.
Well, you know, and I say this a lot, just because somebody is a Drag Race favorite doesn't necessarily mean they're an amazing performer or the best on, like, go see them live if you want to argue with me, because again, that's what I always say. I'll pay to go see this person live. I could care less to see this person live. If the show had to hype them up and make me like them, there's a reason that I'm probably not drawn to them, you know? So Trinity is definitely, I even remember, Ollie, when we interviewed her at DragCon, I remember walking away from there going, and I never disliked Trinity. Like, it was before I started doing, I joined AfterBuzz on season 7. So she was season 6. But I never disliked her on her season. I didn't, you know, anything like that. I don't know. I think I just, again, because the show doesn't play them up and doesn't give them, you know, a commercial spot and all the stuff, we tend to kind of forget about them and push them away. And her and I think people in the chat room too, or Raja, you know, are just really, like, I think blowing people's minds on, like, don't judge us by what the edit is, you know, from our season, you know?
I think they're also, like, both of them have said this too, on their seasons, they were still kind of figuring things out, so they weren't feeling very confident in themselves. Mm-hmm. And now they're walking forward with that confidence, and it shows, you know? Yeah. And so I think that's also what the fans are reacting to.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love this. Hello Kitty. Girls thought Goose is cooked. Thank you, Hello Kitty. Also, you know, I love when they listen, and Ginger listened to Michelle. She even went up to, I forget who she went up to, somebody in the workroom preparing for the runway.
Fix her makeup, yeah.
And she said, you know, I think it was Jan, who I probably wouldn't have gone to Jan, but whatever. But she went to her and asked her how her makeup was, if it looked better. So, and it did. It definitely looked good on the runway. All right, so let's get into the performances and the runway. The runway was the frill of it all, was Frills. Jamal Sims was the guest judge. It was Michelle and Carson on the panel with RuPaul. Now, I do have images for everybody, and I put their runway, and I also have them their look for the challenge in the same frame. So
I was so gagged by most of this runway. It was so good. Just so good.
Well, let's just let you go. Okay, Jackie, we'll start with you. I'm not going to go through everybody. I'll just throw up things as you guys talk about people. So, Jackie, who stood out to you runway-wise? We'll just talk runway-wise for now, and then we'll have their challenge look in there as well, so you can talk about that too. I
liked Raja's look. I thought she looked really elegant. She's giving me these like every week seems like a season finale look to me. It's very like polished.
There it is for you. Yeah. And there's her Diana Ross look too.
I liked Scarlett's outfit, and I wrote that it was something that I would wear. I thought it was so pretty.
Let me grab Scarlett's look for you. There it is. Throw it up on the screen for everybody to see. It was the beige with the a lot of rhinestones and stuff, and then her Katy Perry look. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I don't think there was any.
I thought looked beautiful.
Yeah.
I appreciated too that because I feel like sometimes Kylie tries to do too much at once, and this one I felt like it hit the spot. It was perfectly edited. You know, she didn't add too many things to it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks good. She's always, I mean, she's just stunning. So
she's very beautiful. Yeah. And then I love Jan's Moulin Rouge. I love a good Moulin Rouge look. And I know like people in the chat, you know, maybe are Jan fans, but I like a lot of Jan's looks. So they're very campy. I like camp, and she's the campy queen, and she's the theater queen. So I get it, but
yeah. Okay.
I also liked her look. We got your back.
I like Jan's look too. I did like her look.
Okay, but how come you didn't bring up Akira? Akira had the best.
No,
look.
I was building up to Akira.
You know what? I was gonna say.
I was like, come on, that should have been your.
I'm going through the order that I saw them come out, so I'm building up to Akira.
I was over here like. Hello.
Oh, she was the best. I mean, but I want to mention I did like Trinity's look too.
Okay.
I was waiting for you to show it. Okay.
I grabbed. You guys said Akira, so I was grabbing Akira's.
Okay. Yeah, Akira's to me. That's why she didn't go home. That look was like, oh my God, stunning. I eat my words from last week when I was like, oh, Akira had looked so good on her season and her looks have been so disappointing this season. And then it's like I feel like it was like she heard me and then was like, what about this? And I was like, oh, okay. I take it back.
And then here, you said TKB was the other one you were talking about?
Yeah, TKB was the other one.
Here's TKB.
I thought she looked really elegant.
I thought of all the challenge, like when the camera cut to her, I saw Beyonce. Like
you mean like her performance?
When she did her Beyonce. Of all, like even like as good as Jan's was, I didn't see Gaga. I saw Jan.
Yeah, I didn't see.
Imitating Gaga. Yeah,
I did too. Yes.
Yeah. And I thought the costume could have been a lot more over the top for Gaga. I mean, like it's Gaga. Like
she's wearing what Gaga wore, though. So
yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it. I take it back. Ollie, anybody that we haven't mentioned that stood out to you, or anybody else you?
I mean, I pretty much agree with Jackie's list. I think everyone brought it this week. Like, there's no one that I thought was just like, meh.
You like Yara's?
Okay, maybe Yara was a little bit.
needed some editing. We've seen it before.
Yara came out there and she said, when I think of frills, I think of windmills and I'm about to blow these bitches away. I said, what competition is Yara in?
Oh my
I literally
God. It was not.
First off, we've seen this look before.
I love the piece, but I don't know what it had to do as it relates to.
And it's not frilly. No.
I was like, Yara is in Yara's Drag Race. She's no longer in RuPaul's All Star. She's in All Stars season 1 of Yara's Drag Race. Ridiculous.
I also she got sent home because it was just like it had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Did you all see her eleganza look?
Which
like her finale look?
Mm-mm.
So you know when they go home, they have like the interview, right? And they have their eleganza look behind them. It was like a little cheap little black dress, like a fur or something. It was Yara did not come to compete. She just came to I don't know what she came to do. Be Yara.
Ollie, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
I also really like Ginger's look. I don't know if we said Ginger. I really liked her look. Like they all really did look good. I know Yara was a little questionable, but I like Ginger's like the lavender My Fair Lady kind of look as well.
There it is.
Yeah,
and I did it, and I actually liked her look. I liked
her red hair too.
Yeah, I liked the red hair with the lavender. I liked her Fergie look. I didn't think she looked bad, and I thought I still love the performance. Like I'm talked about the crazy eyes and stuff like that, but I still kudos to everybody. They all looked stunning on the runway. They all stepped up their game. They all, kudos. It
was a blast. It was a blast. It was fun to watch. It really was, like, to send people home. It was nitpicking. And I think that, I do think that the runway factored in. So when it came down to it, they didn't want to send Akira home when she had brought that outfit like that. It's just.
Yeah. But she should, you know what? She shouldn't have. I don't think that Akira's performance should have got her in the bottom. I really would have probably gave that to Eureka or Ginger. I was less pleased from their performance. I didn't feel like they, and honestly, like so with Madonna, all I saw was Eureka doing her kicks and trying to be funny. I didn't see anything Madonna other than the look. I thought Akira, although she did kind of, if you guys watch Proud Family, you ever watch Proud Family? No?
Yes.
So, Bobby? She reminded me of Bobby, but I just felt like she was not bottom worthy. She could have been like in the bottom, but not bottom 2. And just because her performance was not as bad, and I also felt like her runway was like the best runway that we're probably going to see this whole season. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. Just gonna throw it up because she's not getting much airtime. I'm gonna give her some on our show. Thoughts on Pandora's runway?
Mm-hmm. No.
I liked it. I liked it. I have to defend Pandora. I feel really bad that she's getting slated. Like, I don't know if it is her, like Tez said, or they're just not showing her. There's lots of huge personalities on this goddamn cast, which I love. And Pandora's just, I think she's a little bit more quieter, us being around her in person in real life. She is a little bit more quiet. But she'll turn it on when it's time to perform.
So I should say, I'm not saying no to the performance. I actually really liked her performance as Carol Channing. Yeah. I thought it was true to Carol Channing. And I know I did see in the chat, some people were like, oh, it was boring or I didn't like it. I think she was honestly trying to imitate Carol Channing. So, I thought she did well at that. And it's just that some of these outfits that Pandora is bringing, I've seen her better. Like, I've seen her better in like live performances. I've seen her better on her Instagram. Yeah. So I don't understand some of these outfits because I'm like, I don't know where this is coming from.
I agree. I think she needs to bring more of like her entrance looks, because I think she could have been in the top if she had a stronger look. Because I like that she chose Carol Channing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we saw it before. But like, I mean, think of like Derek Barry when they're like, oh, aren't you going to do Britney for Snatch Game? This is your time. So like, why wouldn't she do Carol Channing? And someone in the chat pointed out like Carol Channing was the first halftime show performer. So
right.
That it just makes sense. And I hope this doesn't like mean we're going to get like her booted soon, because we haven't seen a whole lot of her. So I would like her to at least win a challenge. I would. I feel bad.
Yeah.
I actually loved some of the songs, so I'm just stuck in my head.
I love the remixes of all of them.
RuPaul, but it's still like I like the songs, like click clack.
Well, when they were listening to it in the workroom, they were all like, they all loved the Carol Channing like part of it. So it was good. Like whether you thought she was, what am I looking for? Cheating, not cheating, but like if she was taking the easy way out or not, it was still good. Again, it was still good. Before I forget, I want to make sure I tell everybody I was really trying to get him to join us today. One of my good friends, Gabe Lopez, is a music producer and produced a lot of the music on this episode. I wanted to read his post that he posted after the episode aired. He says, of all the aired episodes of Drag Race I've gotten to work on, this is my favorite. I loved producing the music to many of the Super Bowl halftime headliner numbers. I don't think I've ever arranged so many horns and marching bands. I thought this was a fun little bit of information. I loved being the voice of Carol Channing. I've loved and imitated her for years, so it was a riot to do. Pandora Boxx was spot on for her Carol performance. I'm also proud of the music production I did on the Diana Ross number and a couple others. This was a beast mix. And then just a shout out to some of the other producers that worked on it. Brett McLaughlin and Freddie Scott. Freddie Scott did the voice of Steven Tyler. Brett McLaughlin did Prince. And also some other amazing singers. Vonzell Solomon, Baby V, and Christine Bianco were some of the people that did some music. So shout out, we're talking about how much we love this. So we got to give props to the people who produced it and put all that hard work in to making such an amazing thing. So Gabe, I'm sorry you couldn't be here, but I wanted to make sure I give you your shout out. He produces for Belinda Carlisle. So he's legit. He knows what he's doing. He works with a lot of friends of mine that are singers in LA. So kudos to them. So I just want to give him a shout out.
I want to say something really quickly too.
Do it.
Like I thought everybody's voices were spot on with the exception of Katy Perry. I don't know if that was Carly J. Repson. I mean, was it Jepsen? What's her name? That was definitely not Katy Perry's voice. But everybody else, I was fooled. I mean, especially Beyonce. Like, was that not Beyonce singing the song? That was. I mean, I can't even it was have to have the Beyonce. I mean, even the Fergie, even all of them, they all sounded very identical to the actual artist, with the exception of Katy Perry.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Okay.
I think the only thing they got right on Katy Perry was kind of that wild auto tune that goes through her songs. Yeah. So that was the only thing that I thought they got right about her.
I think so too. I think I think everything they really worked. Kudos to. We're losing Ollie.
No, shout out to Literal Truth's comment, the most recent comment. I'm dying at it. I apologize.
I'm putting it up. They were all brilliant. I can't believe they made RuPaul music sound good.
I like RuPaul music. Y'all know I have a playlist now.
Yes, I do. Yes, we do. Is this going to be on it?
Yes. Is it on? I wonder if it's online. I definitely want a few of those songs. I want, Click Clack and Click Clack. Where are my girls at? We gotta get Tez out of his bed. He's starting to go crazy. I know. I'm about to just roll out of here. I can't even move my leg.
Tez is just stuck there with a RuPaul playlist on loop.
Yeah. Yes. I love that. Literal Truth. Now is the literal truth. That's so funny. So the tops, and even though Tez, was saying that he thought Eureka should have been the bottom, Eureka was in the top, Jan was in the top, Trinity K. Bonet was in the top.
No, I thought Eureka was in the bottom.
I thought they only had two tops. I thought the tops were just because everybody else got bad critiques.
I thought she got good critiques.
I thought she got good critiques too, Eureka.
Yeah.
She did, I guess.
I thought they liked her runway, but they were kind of up and down about her performance.
No, because they were you even interacted with the dancers, even though they weren't on stage with you, and you I felt go back and watch it because I feel like they gave her top critiques.
I feel like this is how much nonsense some of their commentary was, because everyone was good, you know?
Yeah.
So they had to come up with some reason to put people on the top or the bottom.
They could have gave somebody else that critique spot. I mean, Eureka didn't really need that. I mean, in my opinion, I would have rather given it to Carol at this point, or even Sonique or somebody. I don't know. I don't think Eureka was top worthy. Just say.
Yeah, they're Amber, Magenta, Jappo. They all said they thought that she was top also. So okay.
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Sorry, guys. It's just because they're critiques for the most part. Like aside from saying that Trinity and Jan were the top, which to me was clear from the performance. Other than that, I was like, everybody's fine. Everybody did a great job. I was entertained. Yeah. So the critiques past that were just like nonsense to me. I did see where they saw that Yara's face, it seemed like she was concentrating really hard or something like that. There was something about her face
about the camera.
Yeah, she didn't know which camera to look at. Yeah.
That was she said. I heard her say that, but I was like, okay. Her face was off completely. Like off.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
So I could see like where Yara would get in the bottom based on that. But the other ones, I just don't understand. I don't get it. I didn't think they were that bad or bad at all.
Right. Raja, Scarlett, Kylie, and Pandora were safe. And Ginger, Akira, and Yara, whether we agree or not, were in the bottom. So, and then it went to a bottom two. Ginger ended up being safe. It was Yara and Akira in the bottom two. Winner being Jan. I'm guessing everybody agrees Jan should have won. I don't necessarily think Jan should have won. I loved the meme. I think I sent it to you guys. There's like that picture that's going around of Rue like dying laughing. And then the caption says, Rue's reacting to telling Jan that she was the top All-Star of the week, only to tell her that she's now safe.
I saw that.
Yeah. I mean, and props to Jessica Wilde, who I cannot get enough of. If I see Jessica at Mickey's, I will be standing. You'll just look right next to her if I'm there, because that's where you'll find me, because I cannot get enough of her. She's amazing, brilliant, lovely. Season 2, a lot of people I'm sure don't know her. She nailed it. They did Womanizer to Britney Spears, Womanizer. Do you guys think the right person won the lip sync for your legacy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like Jan kind of blew it. I think she.
I think so too.
Because I mean,
you didn't like the.
No, I mean it was fine for like the first 30 seconds, and she kept doing it. I'm like, okay, she doesn't want to win, because the lip sync assassins this season clearly are coming back as if they're on the season. They're assassinating. So it's like she couldn't have wanted to win. And I feel like Jan knows what she's doing. That's why I'm also curious to know who she chose, because I feel like she chose Akira. I think she chose Akira. We'll see.
Yeah, because she said, I agree. She says something along the lines of like, "I'm going with my head instead of my heart" with her decision.
Exactly.
And it seemed like she wanted, her heart was like to keep Akira, but her head was, or no, her heart was she wanted to send Akira home, even though she wanted to keep Akira. Like keep Yara. I agree.
Yeah. Do you think, because Yara said this, do you think Yara was voted off because the others see her as competition and potentially winning?
No.
I was trying to keep a straight face even to say it, because she does say that as she's leaving the workroom.
I'm not saying that I don't like Yara either. I'm just saying that I think that out of all the performances, and when you consider the runway, I do think she was the bottom performer, this week.
Yeah.
So
she's not a threat. She's a threat to getting things done because it's like she does not take the competition as serious as the others. So it's like, that you're on a show, it's a game, play the game. It's not about begging. It's about pleading your case. Why should you stay? If you can't do that, then you're just kind of defeating the purpose of the show, because this is This is not in RuPaul's hands. This is like at the hands of the girls. So plead your case or get the hell out. And so that's what happens.
Because that's what Elaine in the chat said, that they voted because she didn't fight for herself.
I was trying. That's what I was trying. That's what I was trying to grab it, but it kept when the thing's rolling. It's hard for me to grab them. So sorry. Yeah. I was trying to throw that up too.
She thinks she's better. She thinks that she is so much above the competition itself, the voting, all of that. And to truth be told, I wasn't here for the first episode. I don't think she should have won the first episode. I think that really hurt. That made her even more cocky because she felt like she was a threat. But really, no, those little titties should have not won. But anyway, that's neither there.
I'll just say this: we're getting close to the end, and you said something, Tez, and because you haven't been here, and I've asked everybody else, I think these have been the best lip sync assassins ever. Oh yeah. Would you agree with that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
They come when I think of assassins, I think of they come back as if they're on the show. They come back to win. Yeah. And everybody that's come back, they've come back. Whether I think only one has lost. But even then, she gave it everything. You can tell like you didn't know who was going to win. So
it was a tie.
I like that. It was a tie. It was a tie.
Yeah,
that is
true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. I think they saw the critiques from last season because last season we were just like, first off, why is this an assassin? And also, why is this assassin like, it was just kind of like, it was pointless. But now it's better. It's like coming home for homecoming in college. Like you come back to slay, and they're really coming back to slay.
Yeah, agreed, 1,000%.
They're basically casting for All-Star 7. All of them.
Exactly. I completely agree.
Because they're like, you better not forget this performance. Put me on next season.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Sorry, these keep flipping and I keep showing the same thing over and over again. Okay, I'm going to stop. All right. So again, Yara is told there's a game within the game. Do you want to play? She says yes. We haven't seen the game within the game yet, but I'm sure it will be fun when we do.
All I want to say is the game within the game better not just be like the queens come back and they compete as teams, the previous queens against the current queens, it's something like that. I'm just going to be annoyed because we've seen it before. It has to be something that we haven't seen before.
Okay. Yeah. Does anybody want to speculate? Anybody have an idea what it could be?
I think they're gonna probably come back and compete, like to come back
in a challenge.
I would like to see. No, I think that they're gonna. I don't know. I feel like we may get like another like lip sync battle or something, because that was really exciting in season 4.
Was it
All-Stars 4? All-Stars 4? You don't remember?
It dragged. That episode dragged. Oh.
The dogs. Hey, doggies. This is not about you. Hey, doggies.
They clearly disagree with me.
They do not agree with that. Wait.
I don't know. I kind of liked what they did for All-Stars 3 with the battle, the group battle, because it didn't drag. I was like, oh my God, this episode is so long. Like, we already know who's going to come back. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm interested.
Ollie also is a fan of American by RuPaul. So anyway,
yes, I am. Unfortunately,
that is not on his playlist.
It's not.
Literal Truth is cracking me up today. Final episode is going to have someone winning the $100,000 tip because it rolled over so much.
All the money is rolling over.
Yeah, it's all going to be rolling over. All right, so next on RuPaul's Drag Race, they get to produce and host an intimate chat show, Pink Table Talk, and it looks like they are going to be in teams of 3. So that is going to be next week's. We're going to get into some mirror moments, quote of the week, fans of the week. If you guys have any questions you want to ask us, throw them in the chat right now, and we'll try and get to a couple of those as well. So some of the mirror moments. One being TKB talked a lot about this time building friendships. The last time she was on the show, she kind of just came and was like, didn't really care about that. And you can see it. Like, you can see it in the workroom. You can see her and Akuria and Raja and even Eureka, I think, was over there with them and stuff, and just kind of bonding. It's nice to see. Again, I think, me and Ollie said this on España, like within 2 episodes, however they were editing España, we just got so much of everybody that I liked everybody, that I was like rooting for everybody right away. So I think they're doing a better job at showing more of everybody, kind of telling everybody's story, getting us to get to know them, because that's where we as fans, like, you know, that's how we connect with them. So kudos to TKB, because I think she will have a shit ton more followers. Not that followers are everything. I'm not saying followers are everything, but she'll have definitely more drag race queens in her phone than she had before, which I think was none. What does this say? When in the Untucked, when Raja said, it was almost going to be my quote of the week, she says, make sure if TKB is in the top, you give her props. Before she came into the workroom, because she did, had an issue last time. How do we all like Kylie's drag king name, Oliver Closeoff? Brilliant.
I know, that's cute.
Brilliant. I don't know, if you didn't watch Untucked, you didn't see that then. Did you watch Untucked, Tez?
No, I didn't watch it.
Okay, she says it in the Untucked, that her drag king name would be Oliver Closeoff. And then there was also, in the Untucked, Pandora and Raja both talked about self-doubt on the show. I think Pandora's thing was, look, I know I'm going to have it. I just have to acknowledge it and put it away, and then I can just kind of go on with the challenge. And then Raja, who Scarlett says to her, how did you overcome yours? And she said it was watching herself on season 11. So, again, I know I'm just like blabbling on about Raja all the time now, but I'm glad that watching the show made her do some self-reflection, like, why am I doing this? Why am I being this kind of person on TV? I mean, kudos to everybody. I mean, I said to Jackie before we started too, sorry, I'll leave one more second. I think that, I was kind of starting to go, I don't know if I want to watch anymore, but this is kind of now changing my mind. So, Ollie, what were you going to say?
No, real quick is also just, can we like, I hope it also changes the minds of the fans, because I feel like we're so quick to judge these queens, and like, it's also, they're being edited constantly. So like, I need the fans to also do the work, not just the queens, the fans. Yeah. Like, stop sending so much fucking hate. God damn it. Like, you're the reason why these queens have gone through so much like trauma and PTSD. Yeah. So it's not just the queens that like are doing this self-reflection. The fans need to do it as well. And I'm glad that the show is allowing these queens that have gone through this to be able to speak on it. And hopefully that helps change the fandom, because it's just crazy. They take the show way too seriously and just fucking enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, right. I always say this too, like, if I have, like, I'm not going to tell you how to do your Twitter. It's your Twitter. Do it however you want. Say whatever you want. My thing would be, don't tag them in it. Say it. Type their name in, or say, put their initials, whatever. Like, you don't have to be so in your face. I want you to know that I don't like you. You can say it. Just don't tag them in it. Don't, make it into this big thing.
Silky, that's something Silky put on her Instagram. It was like she was getting so much DMs, like personal messages of hate, that it's like, that's hard to deal with. You can't even avoid it. It's mentally exhausting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Winston Montgomery. All right, we're almost done here. Sorry, guys. My quote of the week this week is Trinity K. Bonet, when they're after they listen to the edit of the music, she says, "We're gonna lose this shit to Carol fucking Channing." I could not stop laughing. I was laughing so hard when she said that in her confessional. I don't know. I just thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Can I have an honorary mention that also has to do with that? Yara says, do you think Carol Channing does her own makeup? And Pandora's like, well, she's dead, so no.
So no, yeah. That's so fun. That was a good one too. Jackie, who are fans of the week, I hope there was somebody I forgot to tell you. I hope you're getting them, but go ahead.
Okay, one is Ken, who has been watching us since season 7. Thank you. And says that All-Star 6 is the best All-Stars, which I think it seems like everybody's like really enjoying this season. So that's great. And then
you don't think
wait
so?
a damn minute. The best?
Yes, I think this is the best All-Stars. Which one do you think is better?
Don't say 2.
Do not say 2.
Well, I'm not going to say anything then.
2 was
I would say between
2 was so predictable.
2 and 3. I'd say maybe 3. I really enjoyed 4. I did. I'm sorry. 5 and 1 are the only bad ones. They're the only ones that were just terrible. Everything else,
I love 1. I'm the only person.
We have only gotten 4 episodes into the season. Let's not give it too much now. I mean, come on, because we were all enjoying 3 until Mandela went home and then Shangela was robbed. So let's just not. Let's wait before we say this is the best season. Okay.
Wait, so you liked wasn't 2 the one where Alaska won?
Yeah.
It was literally just a season of Alaska.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
But if you like Alaska, then it's probably going to be your favorite All-Stars.
I didn't honestly
I didn't say that.
You know what? I didn't. Whatever.
And then the other fan of the week is Jamie DK, who they haven't watched this season yet, but they're watching our show until they can binge it on Paramount Plus for free. And I say, you do that. We'll give you the recaps and you get those free episodes.
I love that. So
I love it.
Yeah, they're going to wait till the season's over so that it's all on Paramount Plus. Then they're going to do the free week trial afterwards and watch it all after. But they've been watching us every week to kind of find out what's going on. So I just thought that was amazing and brilliant. I love it. I'm so glad you got that. Because I was going to message you and I forgot to. So glad that you saw that and you added that. That was Jamie, right?
Yes, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So some quick news and gossip. Again, Ollie and I will be recapping the final, I guess, 2 or 3. I think there's 3 episodes left. So maybe the final 3 episodes. So we'll keep you guys posted when we're going to do that. If you are watching España, you can watch our recaps from the past on the channel. There's a España playlist. It was announced August 6th. 6th will be the season 2 premiere of Drag Race Holland on Wow Presents Plus. So get ready for yet another.
It looks fun, you guys. It looks really fun.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the last one. We didn't do a recap for it, but it was fun. I liked it. And then it was also announced that Drag Race Italia will be coming onto the Drag Race stage. I don't know when. They didn't say. They said follow for more information, more to come. I did also hear that there's drama already with the male judge on the panel or something. I don't know, but I just saw something about that. So we'll see how it goes. And then I saw that World of Wonder is casting. Says, are you a gay man looking for love? Are you turned off by the traditional dating format? We're casting 21 and over singles for a brand new social dating experiment. Apply on worldofwonder.com/casting. So if that's you, sign up. Let me look real quick and see if there's any questions in here. I told a fib. You never rooted for Poopy out of España. I did. I have not. No. I think at the very beginning, before I realized how biased they were, like how much they were letting her get away with, I was okay with her. I didn't dislike her. I just don't like the favoritism that she's gotten. Sorry, that was España. Okay, I think that's it, you guys. Who will go home next?
Me, because you all this best season 2. No kidding. I'll go ahead and
like justice for Alaska.
I don't know. I think I really feel like Akira. Like I like Akira, but she is not. Either one, she's not getting the shine that she should get, or I feel like she came back this season and she's kind of a less what is the word I'm looking for? Less polished. Because if I know Akira personally, Greg, I know very personally, and so I know what kind of drag that she gives outside of the show. and she's tapping more into that, but that's not who we have grown to know, from the show. So it's a little difficult, but so I'm hoping that it's not her, but based off the last 2 weeks, she's kind of having a rough time. I think it's, after a while, it kind of gets to you. It didn't get to Yara, because Yara, she could have been the bottom 4 times, and Yara would have said, "Oh, I'm better than all of y'all." She wouldn't. But I feel like the competition may be getting to Akira, and Silky's gone. That's like one of her close friends. Raja is there. They're really close, or they was, but I feel like it's a shift, and Akira doesn't really have as much as a support as some of the other girls, in my opinion. So I say Akira.
Jackie, want to guess who might be next?
I think it might be Akira, just based on, I don't want to just completely rehash what Tez said, but I agree that it's like the track record seems to be going that way. And that does get into your head, especially if, you don't feel like you have the support.
Yeah. Ollie, any guesses?
I agree with the chat. A lot of people are bringing Scarlett up because Scarlett's been in the top once, and she's constantly, I think she should have been in the top a little bit, like at least one more time. They're constantly, she's like Pandora. She's not getting any love from the judges. They're sleeping on her. And keep in mind, it's a presenting challenge. Like they're doing hosting with the table talk. So I think Scarlett kind of isn't the most strongest. I love Scarlett. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Scarlett. She's no Raja on the mic. She's no Pandora on the mic. She's no Eureka on the mic. So I think Scarlett's time might be ending next week. And it's going to break my heart if that's true.
Well, when you said her because she's been safe, then I immediately thought of Pandora too. But I think where Pandora has an advantage is the challenge, because I think Pandora will probably do well in that kind of environment. All right.
No, all I'm thinking of though is Ginger doing that voice for the challenge.
Oh, right,
when she was doing like the Richard Simmons outfit.
Sends nightmares to me. I can't sleep at night thinking about that.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a great discussion today. I think probably the best episode of the best season of All Stars.
Yeah.
The best season ever.
No. And I am on bed rest for the next 6 weeks, so I'll be here to the end.
Yay! We can argue.
You guys know. Yeah, we can argue about this season.
We can argue about the All-Star season some more because we have Tez. Tez, tell them where they can find you on the social media, since you can be on social media a lot in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Stupid Wild Tez, or at the Lean Blog, which is another blog that I have, and talk about other ratchet reality TV shows, as well as Drag Race.
And Jackie, where can they find you?
At 123 Jackie B on all platforms.
And Ollie?
You can argue with me at Ollie Dreamer on all social media platforms.
Same here. You can follow me on all social media at the Mark J. Freeman. It's mostly just pictures of my dogs at this point, and dogs that I'm dog sitting. Or you can follow Lorayne Love, who is way more exciting on social media at Lorayne Love, Lorayne Love. And be sure to like, share, subscribe these videos. It really, really, truly does help if you guys can do that. So like down below, comment, share, tweet it out, do whatever you can. It really does help us. And follow us at DRTVLA on all social media. Thank you guys for joining me and putting up with my barking dogs. I apologize. I'm going to go feed them now so they all are quiet. Thank you, everybody. We will see you all next week. Love ya.